Okay, in this particular video, we are going to do a bunkai on the second kata in the series for the Gosho Home Study course, which is Poe-UN, which is a kata out of the International Taekwondo Federation's list of katas. Right? Now this is a wall kata, as what it is called, and it gives the impression that I am going to be doing my kata with my back against the wall, right? Because everything moves either this way or the other way. Now, in reality, while being pinned against a wall or being in close proximity to a wall is not uncommon, right? Because it's very rare that you're probably going to have an attack in the middle of a football field, so you've got all this distance on either side. The kata itself is a very good idea and something to work off of. Now this is very similar if you run the Okinawan system to Nahanshi Shodan. In fact, I'm pretty sure that that's where General Choi got the kata from, was from looking at Nahanshi. Now, we're not going to interpret this kata for you. We're going to do a discussion about it. We're doing a bunkai, okay? Which means don't take what I'm doing as some kind of a law, right? Don't think you have to mimic me. All they're trying to do with this is to get you to see angles that happen within all of this. Now, for one, he is never going to be standing there. Just go stand there like you're attacking me. This is not going to happen. Because there's an illusion I'm going to turn this way and deal with him and then up, right? That's not the way it's going to happen. And even though we are using a narrow hallway to do this, which is very real, right? An example would be an entrance into a parking garage or something. You will quite often find these types of hallways, right? He is going to be actually right there. He's going to tend to come at me at an angle, not necessarily straight in front. And I will get into the reasons why in a subsequent video that's called the four-wall theory. But he also, by subconscious mind, does not want to come into contact with this. So if he stands here and he goes to punch, right, and he punches, he knows subconsciously that his impact with this wall is quite possible. So he will have a tendency to be at a 45 to me when attacking. Because if he misses here, he's got much further distance to go to the wall. And the brain knows via the vision exactly how far away that wall is. So I'm just going to have him hold out his hand, okay, here, and we're going to take a look at what would happen here. Just to turn you a slight bit, because I want to make sure the camera has all sorts of angles. Now, as I am sensing something is going wrong, I'm going to rotate myself this way. So I'm changing my center. Okay? My center right now is here. As I do this, I've rotated my center, and now my center is facing him. Because the guy who's shooting his mouth off and he's coming towards me, I'm not going to be staring blindly into this direction. Okay? It's going to tend to catch my attention. So the first move in the kata, I'm going to do this open hand, would be for me from here to use a guarding block. Now, where would I logically attack? This is on the octagon. This is the position 5 too. Okay? So as I'm coming this way, I'm going to turn and I'm going to attack at 5. Now, this particular case, I'm not taking on mass because I'm at an angle this way. If I was here and I tried to attack his neck, I'm taking on mass. Here, I'm not. Therefore, it's a viable move. The next thing that's going to happen is he is going to turn here. He's going to punch and come at me here, in which case he will fill the void that more or less, go back to where you were, that more or less exists. Now, he's going to have to adjust his void because he's going to need to come higher because my arm's in the way. But he can do that. My next movement is this way. So as he's turning, he comes in contact here. As I'm coming up, this will stop his flow, because try to push against my fist. He can't move his spine at this point in time. Now, I can't obviously do this live, right? So again, as we're doing this on the ground, we have one, hang on a second, we have two, and then we have a kick. So what do we have basically from here? Possibilities, right? So again, he comes in, I'm going to attack at the 5. As he's turning, I'm going to come up. Knee's got to come up, right? Knee comes up. Now he's jammed. Now, I'm not going to do this live because he's going to end up on the ground. And I don't particularly want that because I've beaten him up enough in his lifetime, right? But the movement is this. It is up and then down. So what's essentially going to happen as we're doing this here, I'm going to lose my balance, right? He is going to trip on it. Now, other possibilities as I'm coming up here, I could just be doing this way to block him. This way, and then driving into spleen 21, spleen 11 as an example. Okay, after that, we come down into a knife strike. Okay, well, here we are here. I could be blocking, strike, this way, and now I have my throw by taking him down. Because how do you get a throw? You don't get a throw by taking on mass. This is a bad throw. Right? That's a really bad throw because one, it's fine for sport. Excuse me, it's fine for sport. On the street, no. I control a throw by taking away by changing his alignment. Your feet go underneath your hips, your shoulder goes over top of your hips, and your head goes in the middle of the shoulder. If I do this, and this, I now have the throw. And can you stay frozen right there?
Yeah.
Right? This is next. Right? This is next. So if I follow through with this and I take him, I will get a throw out of that without too much effort. Okay? The kata goes exactly the same way in the other direction. So if we'll switch sides for this. Right? You go right there. If he's over there, second half of the kata is this. He's punching at me from that direction. where I am. Right? Relax the arm a little bit. Right? As he's punching, I can also do the same type of a movement to the outside. Right? Now as he is turning, once again the same thing. Right? It all works. Now he's being quite rigid as we're doing this. Right? But that allows you to see what happens to his body when he does that. Right? And being rigid is exactly what they will be. Now, I'm not going to break down the whole kata because in all honesty, you're learning it to see it yourself. What I have done here as we're discussing this is told you, this is what I'm thinking. And I made this up when I got here. Okay? This isn't pre-planned. I'm making this up as I'm going along. It gives you ideas. You can discard all of this and start all over again. Because what I want you to see is the angles. It's the angles that matter. And it's the realization that people's behavior is dictated by law. Right? Just as I said, I'm not going to stand here, and he is not going to be aggressive here. He would come forward to be aggressive and grab me to try to move me over here to hit me. But he's not going to hit me with my back to the wall. Right? Because everybody behave differently as soon as the wall is there. Because I know, as an example, I can't step back. I know that. So if I was trying to do this, I would do this. Because that wall's in the way. Makes me uncomfortable. Okay? Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you have any questions, send me off an email. Always happy to answer.